Well, good day to all of our awesome internet friends, family, and following. You are watching this video because perhaps you have an interest in NetQube and you're trying to find out what the heck is this NetQube. If you don't know yet, you're going to find out a lot about this model. This model is going to cause some earthquakes in the marketing industry. And the reason being is that most people in marketing suck at marketing. Okay, most people are horrible at marketing, and yet our Joe and Susie averages, because of the NetQube model, are going to be able to generate, a few $100s, even if they are not good at marketing, even if they aren't team building or what have you. And in time, that could scale into much, 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 much more than that. Now, NetQube, as I'm doing this particular recording, has not yet launched to the public yet. It is still in a private placement mode. So count yourself very fortunate that someone sent you this video, or you stumbled across this video in some form of social media. Now, NetQube is going to have a myriad of different offers from a myriad of different niches. NetQube refers to these niches as research pods. So for instance, maybe you're interested in travel, or maybe you love pets, or maybe you're into wellness, or you're into weight loss. There are going to be offers in those various pods, those various niches. Now, I come from the financial end of our industry. 1994 is when I first got into the marketing industry, but I did it from an investment standpoint, and I've been in the financial space ever since. Been a trader. I started trading in 1999, sold mutual funds from 94 to 99, started trading in 99 in the stock market, stock options, then the Forex market, and now my passion is in the Bitcoin space. I like to refer to this as the Digi space. So NetQube will have all of these different research pods, i.e. niches. And within these niches will be all of these various offers that either you can take advantage of, or the beautiful part about NetQube is they will have pre-vetted, pre-written promotional content that you'll be able to simply copy and paste, or as NetQube like to refers to it as click to publish. Now, what I wanted to do is I wanted to provide a training for you in the event that you have an interest in the financial research pod. We developed, give me a moment here, we developed a training portal that we refer to as Digi Millionaires. Now, we designed this portal for those that want to become a Bitcoin millionaire. Now, when I say Bitcoin, I'm talking about the entire space. So maybe some Bitcoin and some Ethereum and some Dash and some Ripple, and there's over 1,500 Digi assets out there. We refer to this entire space as Digi, short for digital assets or digital currencies. So here's what we did. We did a training for our audience, and I thought, you know what, this would be a great way to introduce folks to NetQube and Digi Millionaires that is currently going through an integration process to be integrated inside of NetQube. And so what you're going to find out, we cut this training because the market was getting absolutely pummeled. And most people that are interested in Bitcoin, if they have some Bitcoin, they're just sitting there holding on Bitcoin and hoping and praying the market's going to go back up. Well, not so with our audience. Those that are in Digi Millionaires, and as we complete this integration, the only way you're going to even get access to Digi Millionaires will be through NetQube. Well, our intimate following, they have a game plan when the market goes down. And so in this training, we're going to show you that you could not only preserve your Digi value when Bitcoin is getting slapped around and going down, but how you can ultimately make money even when the market goes down. Who's teaching this stuff? I don't know of anybody who's teaching this stuff other than Digi Millionaires through NetQube. So here is that training. Enjoy it. There likely will be some type of call to action towards the end, and you can get more information about NetQube, Digi Millionaires, all that good stuff. If you become a part of NetQube, become a part of Digi Millionaires, I look forward to helping you to become a my gosh, millionaire. Here's the training. Well, good day to all of our awesome internet friends, family, and following. If you're new to our training, we like to start each of our trainings off with something that's nice and picturesque, designed to get you to dreaming again. We are in Aruba today for our for our quick mental vacation break. Listen, I wanted to do today's training because the markets are getting pummeled. They're getting smacked around. The Bitcoin markets, that is what we like to refer to as Digi, short for digital currencies. And you know, you have a lot of people that when the markets are going up, man, they're there on YouTube, or they're there on Facebook, and they're talking up the market, and they're hyping up everything as it relates to Bitcoin and what have you. And then when the market goes down, where are they? Well, we're right here, and I'm going to show you what we've been sharing with our audience. You see, our audience, those that are following what we're teaching, the fact that the markets are down, they're not fretting. They're not losing a Digi value. Instead, they're hoping the market goes down even further so that they can jump back in the market when the market starts to turn around. So let me show you real quickly a few things that are going on here. All right, so I am at coinmarketcap.com. Follow our training, and you'll see we use CoinMarketCap virtually every trading day, okay? And the markets are open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so every business day, I should say. Okay, so here's what you have. You got Bitcoin, and, you know, if you look at Bitcoin over the long term, she goes up, all right? If you had invested $100 in Bitcoin way back in 2010, by 2017, May 23rd to be exact, of 2017, your $100 would have been worth $75 million. And that's when Bitcoin was trading for $2,200 a Bitcoin. Well, she's at $8,000, $79.40 today. However, we've seen her as high as $20,000. So if a person came into the Bitcoin space, bought that first Bitcoin when Bitcoin was going for $20,000, well, they're not too happy right now that it's under 8,000 as I'm doing this particular recording. As a matter of fact, in the last 24 hours alone, Bitcoin is down 8%. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Had you been following us, we told you this very well could happen. You see, we've been in the investment arena since 1994, along with the marketing arena, and we've been trading in some form or fashion. We started learning about trading in 1998, and then we started actually trading live money in the stock market in 1999, by 2003 in the Forex market, now in the Digi market. But we combined, for our audience, we combined the Forex and Digi to make calls to our audience as to whether or not we think Bitcoin is going down for a period of time or Bitcoin is going up for a period of time. So let me show you something that we shared with our audience just a few days ago as I'm doing this recording. Okay, now forget all the lines you see here. I'm not trying to make you a chartist. I'm not trying to make you a technical analyst, and I don't consider myself to be some great technician. There are far better technicians, chart analysts than yours truly. But I know enough to be able to share some common sense ideas with our audience. So now I've taken off a lot of stuff that would confuse you even more, and I've just left these lines. All of these lines represent some point of congestion, what we like to call support, which would be like a floor, and resistance. Support, would be like a floor and resistance. Now you can have horizontal support and resistance. So you can see, for instance, the market came down and hit roughly where this line is. This is a support line that we drew well before the market ever made this move. We drew this line based on a previous move that the market made. Now listen, again, not going to turn you into a chartist, not going to turn you into a technical analyst. You're never going to have to look at this chart stuff. But when we make a call, when we say, hey, ladies and gentlemen, we believe the market is going down, and then we give strategies for when we think Bitcoin is going down, what you may want to consider doing. We'll tell you exactly what we're doing, and then you can follow as little of that, as much of that, all of that, none of that as you would like. So we made a call to our audience. We have a live, what we call a Digi Lab. We do this once a week. And in our last lab, this is what happened to Bitcoin. It had gone up. The blue represents on this chart that the market was up for that day. Each one of these candles represents a day. All right. The red represents that the market came down that day. And what we noticed is there has been this point, this area of congestion in the past. And because Bitcoin was trading underneath this area of congestion, this would be considered a potential ceiling, or what we refer to as resistance. And so we said in a live webinar, hey, ladies and gentlemen, Bitcoin today hit this ceiling. It may if it can't break above this mark, she's going to look to come back down, and she will likely go back down at least to this area here. We had already drawn this line based on what had happened previously. Now I've got to say stuff like past performance is no indicator of future results. But let me tell you about the markets. They like to go back to places they've been before, whether that's to the upside or to the downside. At some point, Bitcoin is going to want to come way back up here. Why? She's been here before. She likes to do the deja vu. But right now, for the last 2 months, as I'm doing this recording, she's been in a downdraft. Now, who's talking about that? Or if you hear people talking about that, they're probably just saying, you know, we're hoping and praying it's going to go back up. At some point, she's going to go back up. And they're probably right at some point. But if you've been holding Bitcoin, you're seeing your value of Bitcoin erode and erode and erode. Now, do we believe at some point Bitcoin is going to pivot and ultimately get back up here? Yes, we believe that's going to happen. However, that doesn't take away the pain that you might be seeing if you bought Bitcoin at 20 grand a coin or 15 grand a coin or 12 grand a coin. All right, so here's what we did. We told our audience, hey, audience, if she can't pierce through here, she's likely going to come down here. We told them that. They already knew. And we gave them a game plan in the event that that happened. Hey, audience, if she can't stabilize right here on this line, what do you think she may go? Oh, you're brilliant. You got it already. You say, oh, probably down to this line, which takes us to about 71.82. And guess what? If she crashes and burns through this, what do you think she's going to go? You got it. I'm sorry. Oh, my gosh, you are brilliant. She may likely go down here, way down to 6,000. Okay, so she's right here now. Very key point. Will she bounce off of this level of congestion, referred to now as support, and try to go back up? Or will she fall through and come down here? And if she can't stay there, go down even further. And guess what? no matter what she does. Our audience, those that follow us intimately, those that are members of our following, guess what? They have a plan. You see, here's what happened. Let me go back for just a moment here. And I did a full training on this, so I'm not going to try to do the full training on this right now. You might be able to get access to some of our other trainings where we cover this. All right. But one of the things we teach our audience is how to preserve their digi value in a down market and even increase their Bitcoin holding. So here's what we did. All right. So there was a time frame where there was what we would refer to as a sales call. Hey, everything that we were looking at, you don't have to be the chartist. You don't have to be the one sitting in front of the computer screen all day. Okay. But everything that we were looking at suggested Bitcoin at the point where you see the arrow was more likely to go down for the foreseeable future than it was to go up. All right. So we teach our audience a very simple concept of moving over to the sidelines. Selling some of your Bitcoin assets, not necessarily all of it, all right, moving over to the sidelines in cash or a cash equivalent. And if you had followed that here, then instead of having one Bitcoin, let's say, you would have moved that over and now you would have had $11,300 in cash or a cash equivalent. And then the market went down. I mean, it got creamed. In the next 8 days, it lost 47% in value. Came all the way down to just under the $6,000 mark. Now, our folks that would have followed what we have been teaching would have been sitting with their feet up, relaxed, really hoping that it would go down further. Why? Because at some point, we're going to get a signal that says, hey, things are reversing, things have pivoted, let's get back into the game. And at this point, we got a buy signal at 8,800. Now, what would have happened if you had sold one Bitcoin at 11,300? Market gets creamed down to 6,000 or just under 6,000. Well, that wouldn't have meant anything to you. It wouldn't have bothered you because you were not in Bitcoin at the time. And then when we got a buy signal and shared that with our audience, you got back into the market at $8,800. You took $11,300 to buy Bitcoin at 8,800. So you essentially sold high first and then you bought low. See, everybody says buy low, sell high, buy low, sell high. What about selling high when we think the market is going down? Move over to cash or cash equivalent and then buy low. In this example, you would have had, instead of one Bitcoin, you would now have 1.284 Bitcoin. You would have grown your Bitcoin holdings by 28.4%. Get this, with the market having gone down. Who else is teaching that? And so we taught that. We told our audience. We made the call. Okay. And here was another call that we made on February the 22nd. We said, hey, we've got another sell signal. And at that time, Bitcoin was going for $10,250. Now, it didn't look like we were right because the market went up for a few days. But there wasn't a lot of conviction on that upward move. We still had a sell signal. And that's what brings us to roughly where we are now. See, we issued that particular sell signal right here. And then the market went down a little bit and it bounced off this level of support, came back up, and then boom, it hit this level right here. You see that? You see that? It hit that level of resistance and then it fell hard. Bam! And it continued to fall. Bam! Hit a little support, came up a little bit and said, I'm not ready to go up too much. And this is what we told our audience, hey, we very well could see the market come back down. And guess what? Our audience had a plan. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you are in the Bitcoin space, what we like to refer to as the Digi space, and you're not following what we're teaching, you're not a part of our intimate following, from the time that we made this call right here, all right, and the market went up and it came back down. From the time that we made this call here, the market, when we made this call, was about 10,200. The market right here is at 7,800. All right, so from 10,200 to 7,800, okay, that is, what is that? That's 22, that's about $2,400. If you had one Bitcoin and you are not following what we're doing, maybe you didn't even know anything about who we were, okay? You had one Bitcoin and you still held on to that Bitcoin, you're down $2,400 in value for every Bitcoin that you may have since we made this call back on February the 22nd. So, what should you do? Now, I don't know where you are seeing this, okay? You might be seeing this in some type of follow-up campaign or an email campaign. You might be seeing this on YouTube. You might be seeing this on Facebook. Somebody got it to you. I don't know. But there's probably going to be a call to action that's already popped up or is popping up. And you need to click on that call to action so that you can get your Katuti into our following, so that you can know when we're making these sales calls or when we're making these buy calls. Now, I will tell you, those folks that are following what we're doing, what they really want to see, they want to see this sucker go down even more. Huh? You want to see it go down? Yeah. We want to see it go down even more. Why? Because we have moved a portion of our assets into cash, allowing the hurricane to come. And once the storm is over, we hope that it's going down enough so that when we get a new buy signal, we're able to buy in at a cheaper price than what we originally sold it for. Remember, everybody else would be saying, buy low, sell high, buy low, sell high. We're saying, but you can also sell high first and then buy low. All right. So there should be a call to action button. Click on that button and we'll see you on our next live webinar or in our next training. Let's get to the Digi, my gosh, millionaire status. Hey, good day, friends. I wanted to make this very quick addendum to the training. When I closed out that particular training, I stepped away. I had dinner with my lovely wife and my daughter, and I came back, and it was about 2 hours or so later. And sure enough, my gosh, we talked about how the market was down, and we had drawn some support and some resistance lines. And we talked about the fact that, hey, this may hold as support, or it may wind up that she falls through and then she'll go to another level. The market loves to do deja vu. Hey, haven't I been here before? Haven't I done this before? Markets love to do that. Okay, so they love to go back to a previous place in time, whether that's up or whether that's down. And look at what happened here. Give me a moment. See if I can make this bigger. For some reason I can't. Let's see. There we go. Okay. Look at what happened here. The market was coming down all day, then hit this support, and now the market has been going up for at least the last couple of hours. Now, it still may reverse course and go back further down, or it may want to do another deja vu to the upside and go up. Now, right now, as I put my cursor here, you'll see that the market right now is at 81.58. Well, when I was doing the training, all right, which is, I finished that training a couple of hours ago, the market was down in the $7,800 range. Hopefully you remember me talking about the market being in the $7,800 range. And so my point here is, if you are going to be in the Bitcoin space, if you're not going to be a part of Digi Millionaires by the way of NetQube, you're going to leave just a ton of money potential on the table. because I don't know of anybody. I know there's some crypto educational offers out there. And as a matter of fact, inside of NetQube, if there is a credible crypto offer or a credible trading type offer, it will likely find itself in NetQube. And actually, one of my roles is to help NetQube in evaluating anything that's crypto related, digi related, trading related, so on and so forth. But I just wanted to show you just how powerful these support and these resistance lines can be, because the market came right down to this line that I had already pre-drawn weeks ago, hit it, bounced up, you know, gosh, almost 300 points. Actually, a little more than 300 points. That's $300. $300 in just a couple of hours. All right. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you coming on to this training. I'm not sure where you're seeing this, when you're seeing this. I'm actually cutting this training prior to NetQube going live to the rest of the world. Okay. So it hasn't opened up for the public at large yet. There are a few very fortunate people that were able to be part of a private placement. If you're seeing this before it is opened up to the world, take advantage of it now. All right, there'll be a first mover advantage that you'll definitely want to take advantage of. Now, we're still in the process of getting Digi Millionaires, which is the training portal that I've developed. We're still in the process of integrating all of that into NetQube. So again, I'm not sure when you are seeing this. If NetQube is available to the public, or even if it's still in its private placement, go on, get registered with NetQube. It's a paltry annual outlay. You will make so much money. I got to put all my if, ands, buts, disclaimers there. All right, since we're talking about potentially making some money, but you could, even if you suck at marketing, that's the powerful part, is even if you are no good at marketing, you can generate some revenue, some handsome revenue on a monthly basis with NetQube, and in time we'll even show you how that could be potentially a massive income. And obviously you'll also want to check out Digi Millionaires. For our Digi Millionaire audience, we have a couple of live webinars. We do a live webinar each week where we just cover Digi basics. Hey, what's the, take me by the hand. I'm a newbie at this whole Bitcoin thingy. What do I need to do? How do I set up an account? How do I trade? How do I set up an exchange account? And, how do I protect my account and secure my account? Stuff like that. We call that our Digi basics. And then for our intimate audience, those paid members of ours, that's where we go in and we go into our Digi Labs and we show you exactly what we're doing in our own portfolio. You have 100% complete control of your own portfolio. No sending your hard-earned Digi assets to a third party and then hoping that they pay you like they said they were going to pay, only to discover that they run in the middle of the night with all your Bitcoin. No more nonsense like that. So I don't know where you're seeing this. There might be a call to action button coming up. Take advantage of the call to action button. You might be seeing this on social media, Facebook or YouTube. If that's the case, reconnect with whoever got this to you. Check out NetQube. Check out Digi Millionaires. And until our next training, let's get you to Digi, my gosh, millionaire status.